Elvis background, 68 comeback special. Presley's record releases were successful when he returned from serving in the United States Army in March 1960. In October 1960, G.I. Blues, the soundtrack album of his 1960 film G.I. Blues, topped both the Billboard Pop Albums list and the UK Albums chart. On March 25, 1961, Presley performed in Hawaii to raise funds for the construction of the USS Arizona Memorial. It would be his final public appearance in 7 years. Something for Everyone, published in June 1961, was Presley's next #1 album on the Billboard Pop Albums list. Colonel Tom Parker, Presley's manager, decided to move the focus of Presley's career to filmmaking and banned him from touring. The comedy were low-budget and formulaic. Their films were box office successes, and the subsequent records sold well. With Flaming Star, 1960, and Wild in the Country, 1961, Presley sought to shift into more dramatic parts, reducing the emphasis of musical numbers in order to focus on his acting, 1961. Both records were a disaster, and by 1964, Parker had chosen to confine his recordings to movie soundtracks. Parker then established the Presley formula: films would promote record releases, while albums would promote films. To further cheapen the process, producer Hal Wallis chose to cut filming schedules short, nearly completely eliminating rehearsals and retakes. He stopped filming on location and concentrated all of his efforts on the studio. Wallis also turned to smaller studios, dismissing experienced personnel. To expedite the process, scenes were confined to long shots, medium shots, and close-ups. Meanwhile, the quality of studio recordings deteriorated, with musicians frequently recording their parts before Presley. By 1965, Presley had been paid $750,000 and received 50% of the film's earnings for his role in Tickle Me, 1965. This payment accounted for the majority of the film's budget. Because Allied Artists was having financial difficulties, Parker opted to use unwanted tracks from prior recording sessions on the soundtrack and authorized the studio to include them into the film. The tight production succeeded, and the film was a box office triumph upon its debut. Girl Happy, 1965, was the first failure of this method. The soundtrack was Presley's most disappointing release, with the film grossing $2 million. Despite Parker's model's popularity, Presley became dissatisfied with the quality of his work. As the quality of his films worsened, he felt unhappy and isolated as his link to the music industry eroded. During the 5-year period from 1964 to 1968, Presley only had one top 10 hit, Crying in the Chapel, 1965, a gospel song recorded in 1960. While the 1964 film Viva Las Vegas was a triumph, the subsequent films witnessed a gradual deterioration. By 1967, Wallis had opted out of his contract with Presley due to the difficulty of negotiating with Parker and the dismal success of the films.